Welcome everyone, my name is Echo, and a brand new cycle of betas and previews has just started for Minecraft Bedrock Edition. This is the version 1.20.70.20, which yes, means 1.20.60 is complete, and it's actually rumored to be releasing on the 6th of February. Oh yeah, while I was making today's video, Bedrock Edition is getting a new world starter tutorial. So if you're in beta and preview and this pops up for you, it's very new. It's basically the same as what Minecraft Java has. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, for a brand new beta and preview cycle, there really isn't too many new features. We do have some pretty good changes, and I know a lot of you guys are starting to get impatient. You want new blocks, features, etc. Just be a little bit more patient. Trust me, there are more 1.21 features coming very soon. Getting into this week's experimental features, the Armadillo. The textures for the Armadillo, Armadillo Spawn Egg, and Armadillo Scoot have been updated. So they changed the Spawn Egg itself, they changed the Scoot as well, and the Armadillo has also been updated. It looks so much better than it did before. I still think it's not perfect, but it's definitely better than before. It does say armadillos now have reduced vertical range while scanning for potential threats. Now this makes sense because the eyes are now on the side and not on the front. So obviously their vertical range is going to be reduced. Meanwhile, their horizontal range will be so much better. Just like on Minecraft Java for Bedrock Edition, armadillos can now be found in the Badlands biomes. That means they spawn in the savannah, but also Badlands. Armadillos now scare away spiders and cave spiders, but only when they are not rolled up. Okay, so I like this one. We got some spiders here. Now, this makes perfect sense because, as you guys know, the armadillo itself will eat spider eyes. So it makes sense for them to be scared of them. So if an armadillo is like this, then spiders and cave spiders will run away. So new farms are more than likely going to be created. However, if we scare these guys and place these down, they don't run away until they uncurl. I love this. Nothing more enjoyable than seeing the spider get terrified. Armadillos now float better and create more splash particles when they are in water. So if we put this guy inside the water, you can see a whole bunch of particles. Baby armadillos now catch up to their parents a bit faster. But also, the armadillo's roll-up behavior has been enhanced to bolster its defensive capabilities, such as armadillos are now more resistant to damage when rolled up. Armadillos now roll up when attacked by a player or a mob, instead of panicking. Armadillos now keep track of the last player who hit them, regarding them as a threat for 20 seconds. So quite a few changes and quality of life changes with armadillos. So obviously I showed you this on Java. If I was to go to an armadillo and critical hit it, it's going to die, right? Obviously I'm using sharpness, so I'll show you guys with a regular one there. However, if this guy is curled up and I go ahead and try and critical hit it, you can see it takes a couple of shots. Now, on Java, it took 3 shots. On Bedrock, it is 2. So, obviously, if I was to go ahead and hit the armadillo, you can see it kills up. But you can hit this guy quite far. Like, just keep hitting him. Hitting him and hitting him. It can take a very long time. They've got a lot of strength. So, now I'm curious, right? So, if I was to do this, instantly kills. If I was to scare him real quick and then try it with sharpness 5. Even sharpness 5 is not a one-hit kill. I kind of like that. However, apparently, armadillos will remember who attacked them for 20 seconds. So as we get a little bit closer to it, within that 20-second period, and see here, he's not going to unroll until I'm kind of like out of sight. But if we get a little bit closer now, aha! This wasn't really working as great on Minecraft Java. On Bedrock Edition, it's working quite well. Wasn't mentioned in the official changelog, but was also introduced to Java today as well. Armadillos are now scared of certain mobs. So I've got a bunch of spawn eggs here, and I want to show you guys here. So if we go ahead and place down, let's say, an armadillo, try again, armadillo, and we place a husk. They're scared of husks. they are also scared of zombies. They're also scared of zombie horses. Scared of skeleton horses. So if we were to place down this, they scared. If we place down normal skeleton with a skeleton, zombies, all of them, they're actually scared of these guys. So they're scared of hostile mobs. They're not scared of spiders, though. Slight change with polished tuff. It says polished tuff now plays full sound when entities fall onto it. Graphical shaders. Okay. Fixed items not showing in the inventory when held in hands in the deferred technical preview. We have a bug report. Here it is. Held items don't show in the inventory when in a deferred technical preview. So this is just with fancy. You can see it's currently holding a block right there. We go to the deferred. The block is there in the hands, but it doesn't show there. So if we go ahead and grab a block, change to our inventory, you can see it right there and there. We then go ahead and change to this. Then go back to inventory. You can now see the block that we are currently holding. Fixed more occurrences of light leaking in the deferred technical preview. We have a bug report. Just so you guys know, this is going to take quite some time to be fixed. Again, it's one of the reasons why this hasn't been pushed to full release, because your worlds will look like this underground. And this is after the developers introduce some fixes. If I go ahead and turn on the shaders, we got a / game mode spectator, and we just go down. They have made some improvements, and honestly, it is so much better than before. But you will see on occasions some blocks leaking through. So still not perfect, but definitely improved. It also says fixed lighting artifacts that could occur after suspending / resuming on Android in the deferred technical preview. Items held by players now cast shadows when in third person in the deferred technical preview. Wait, so certain items can now cast shadows? Hold on, if we do / time set, and we do this today instead. So certain items, does it look like I'm holding a block? I mean, kind of. Yeah, you can see the block there. Okay, let's try a spawn egg, for example, here. I mean, it's hard to see a spawn egg. Let's try something like a trident, a key. Let's try bows. Again, some of the items are still being worked on. You can see now. Aha, you can see the trident one. That works. The key is kind of like a tough one. I don't think this one's working. Maybe it is. It's not great. Bows, they're working fine. They're working fine. Should be the same for swords as well. Hold a sword. Swords are not working yet. No, they needed to be worked on. But still, some improvements. Items held by mobs now cast shadows in the deferred technical preview. Okay, the best mob to try this with. Let's try it with these, for example. So we've got with a skelly. Their sword works. A skeleton. Let me try and move this guy a little bit. I can't really tell with their bow. But I wanted to try like a fox with like this in their mouth. No, you're not interested? Wanted to see what happens if a fox tries. Aha! Fox has got that in there. Anyway, that worked a little bit there. They look so cool, by the way. Fixed banner staffs not rendering while equipped in hand in the deferred technical preview. And this is to do with what's at the back of a banner when a player is holding it. Improved point light color blending in the deferred technical preview. Fixed point lights behind the camera popping in and out in the deferred technical preview. Now, before we move on to the breeze, again, guys, these are still like an alpha and beta stage. So don't be expecting shaders anytime soon. So changes with the breeze, updated the model texture and animation of the wind charge projectile to give it more dynamic look and feel. So the breeze has had an update. So if I was to summon you, / game mode, we go to game mode survival here. Check out the wind charge. Whoa. So many more particles popping off as well. Also, it looks like the bullet speed is so much faster on this compared than it is on Java. There's a really cool bug at the moment with breezes. If you throw an egg at it, basically, it's got like a 50% chance of producing a chicken. It pretty much produces a chicken every single time. It gets quite crazy, this, though. So they haven't fixed this bug yet, but yeah. Just a funny bug that's available. Wolf changes. It says the texture for the wolf armor and the wolf armor item have been updated. So now this looks so much better. Now, before we go through this and I show you this, it also says the collars of the tamed wolves have been increased in size, making them visible not only from the front, but also from other angles. So it's a really, really cool change. I like this one a lot. So as you guys know, if you have a wolf, go ahead and tame it. You can see its collar from the front. But they made it bigger and bulkier, so now you can see it on the side. And the reason why the developers went ahead and did this is because if you had the new armor on it, you couldn't actually see the color that great. So you can see it greatly from the side now. And it's such a really cool introduction to the game. But stick around, because wolves have actually become even better on Bedrock. API changes. Let's read the change log. For those interested in the technical side of Minecraft, the API has been updated with all of these changes. The change log's down below if you're interested. Moving on to features and bug fixes, Android players' storage location will switch to external automatically on fresh installs if storage permission is granted via app settings prior to launching the game on devices running Android 12 or older. We have a bug report. So I'm not an Android user. This has been a request for quite some time. So again, for those of you that might have been having these problems, it's now been resolved. This also includes certain files and directories will be generated in external storage on next launch when setting storage location to external via the in-game settings on devices running Android 12 or older. We have a bug report. Once again, I'm not an Android user, so I don't really know what this is. But for those of you that have been reporting this and questioning this and doing stuff with your external storages, these are the changes that have been made. Moving on to blocks. Fixed a bug that made it so players could not place multiple items while moving, such as boats or fireworks. We have a bug report. Fireworks are launched in one place when you hold down the use button. Now, this is very similar to the block placing bug. Do you remember the whole thing with slabs or placing blocks? You just keep stacking them in one area. Well, check this out. So we do have a video here with a user using fireworks. They move back and they're staying in the same place. This was also the same for boats. It's been fixed today. But it does say, as a result of this fix, we've had to revert the fix for slabs and stairs being placed inconsistently while continuously building. We'll work to reintroduce a fix for this in an upcoming update. We have a bug report. Wow. So they had to revert this, which was created back in 2019. Continuous slab placing causes slabs to change from upper to lower. So you're going to have to deal with this bug until they do go ahead and fix this. Boy, this was super annoying. Now it's back in the game. In Realms, removing an item from an item frame while in creative no longer destroys the item frame. In Realms, removing a book from a lectern while in creative no longer destroys the lectern. Block name changes. Let's read the change log. So this is all to do with the likes of leaves now being split into unique names, such as oak underscore leaves, spruce, birch underscore leaves, etc. And this has been a change for quite a lot of blocks. They've been doing this for practically every block in Minecraft. Moving on to commands. Has underscore property filter added for target selector of entities. This will allow the user to target entities based on the properties that they have or not have. Touch controls. Players can no longer enter custom touch controls when dead. Well, because you're dead. Gameplay. Sweet berry bush saplings now slow down players when walk through. Apparently this was broken, but yeah, I can definitely see that we are a lot slower. I thought this was always a thing on Bedrock. Must have been bugged. Fixed skylight not being updated properly when big gaps of air are present between the ceiling and the floor. Players can now bridge blocks over water. We have a bug report. So apparently bridge building in front of you has been broken on water for Bedrock Edition since 2 years ago. And here is a perfect example. And I actually seen this before as well. You can't speed bridge. You get stopped by water. Upwards player motion will now reset fall distance, allowing Riptide Tridents to break a fall. We have a bug report. An issue since 2021. Okay, so we'll go to the Trident bug. So this player is going to show you the issue here. If you have Riptide, as you guys know, if you fall all the way down here, that's the amount of damage you've taken. If you go ahead and like fall and try and break your fall with Riptide, then it should be reduced, right? So if you manage to get all the way up, the damage should be reduced. That wasn't a thing on Bedrock Edition. If we just go back to the videos here, you'll see here the expected result. So we'll show you guys here. This person's taken damage. They're now going to give themselves insta health, so they are back up to their normal health here. Now, when they use Riptide and they fall, and then they zoom all the way back up and do it one more time, you'll see here damage should be reduced because they're not falling from the top. They fixed it today. So that means if I was to just go ahead and fall and just try and slow myself down, as you can see, I take reduced damage. I'm actually happy with myself there, by the way, because when I was doing this previously, I kept failing. Also, while I am here, when it comes to the speed building over water, this should be like this, right? So you can go like this and then go forward. Haha! It does work. I'm not much of a speed bridge builder, but at least you can do it over water now. So, two pretty cool quality of life changes. Changes with realms. Last week, they introduced stories. This week, they fixed deleting the last story on a realms story feed page, not redirecting you back to the previous page. Realms stories no longer requires the game to restart after the feature is released. Updated the Realms Plus landing page to make it more clear on how Realms subscriptions work. Shield globe pattern. Updated the globe pattern on shields to match Java Edition. We have a bug report. Shield with globe pattern does not match Java. So let's do a comparison here. This is clearly the Bedrock version, and this is Java. You can tell it's Bedrock because we can see the character up there. On Bedrock Edition, it just looks like a blob. It was fixed today. Block sounds. Let's read the changelog. It just says block sounds. Lots of blocks now play appropriate sounds when entities fall onto them. The blocks are the following. There's just a lot of blocks. I'm not going to name them all. Realms text to speech. Feel free to pause the video if you're interested in these changes. The changelog is all down below. These are just quality of life changes that have been introduced. User interface. Updated design of the report a friend warning model and the report limit warning model. Fixed a bug that caused cleared text to reappear in the inventory search bar. Vanilla parity. Mobs. Wolves can now withstand the same amount of damage as in Java Edition. We have a bug report. So we've been talking about this for quite some time. There is a parity issue on Minecraft Bedrock Edition versus Java. On Java Edition, the ones that are armored can withstand a blast from creepers. On Bedrock Edition, they would just die. This was actually fixed today in a very different way. It does say, rather than halving all damage dealt to tamed wolves by entities other than players or arrows, as currently done in Java Edition, the maximum health of tamed wolves has been increased from 20 to 40. Pre-existing tamed wolves will need to be fed to reach the new maximum health. To ensure the healing rate remains consistent, the health restored by feeding wolves has been doubled. Java Edition will be adjusted to match the new Bedrock Edition implementation. Bro, this is a really good change. I've been going on about this for quite some time. So if we was to go ahead and place down a wolf on its own, come on, I'm just going to feed you real quick. I'm going to tame him. Stay with me. If we were to, I keep placing down the wrong one. Light this on fire. You can see here the wolf doesn't die instantly anymore. So more importantly though, so if you were to tame this guy and you were to put this on there and you were to go ahead and just like place down 2 creepers here, which is what we're going to do. You can see there, he doesn't die. So their health has been increased. But pre-existing wolves that you have in your world, you are going to have to go ahead and get yourself some cooked food and feed them. So you'll notice that their tail might be quite far down in your worlds versus it being all the way up because you think it's already healed. So really good change. Java will also get this change very soon. Buffed wolves. All because of the implementation of the Armadillo. See? Pretty good after all. Technical updates. Let's read the change log. Technical updates, even more changes to API, components, editor modes, entity, filters, Molang, and so much more. If you're interested, the change log is down below. So yeah, it might not be everyone's favorite beta and preview. And like I said, for an update cycle, it doesn't have as many features as I was expecting. However, it does mean that 1.20.60 is complete. More 1.21 features are coming. If you made it this far in today's video, just leave a comment and say, hey, Echo, that's a nice sheep.